Welcome to G'day Bitcoin. Today we're diving into some massive news shaking up the Bitcoin world. First up, we have JPMorgan has turned incredibly bullish on Bitcoin. That's right, one of the biggest names in finance jumping on the Bitcoin bandwagon. But what does it mean for us investors? Is this the sign that we've been waiting for? Next, we've got an intriguing twist from HBO. Rumors are swirling. They've uncovered the secret identity of Satoshi Nakamoto. Yes, the creator of Bitcoin. If this is true, it could completely change the narrative around Bitcoin. And finally, we need to talk about BlackRock and some nation states potentially accumulating Bitcoin under a secret plan. What's their strategy? Why the secrecy? This could have huge implications for the market and could signal a shift in how Bitcoin is viewed on a global scale. Buckle up, we're about to unravel these secrets and dive deep into what it all means for the future of Bitcoin. Let's get straight into it this morning. Good morning, everyone watching live, watching the replay, Bitcoin news. We have a new documentary to air next Tuesday on HBO that claims to reveal the identity of Satoshi Nakamoto. The doc is by Cullen Hobeck. So he is the creator of Q Into the Storm series that exposed the authors of the QAnon conspiracy. Politico, mystery creator of Bitcoin identified new HBO documentary claims it doesn't actually claim that Satoshi Nakamoto will be uncovered. I just want to play a quick little excerpt out of their trailer. It's an epic trailer. I'll repost it for everyone at Sean Clark 911, but let's play about 10 seconds.
Popularity. I'm the crazy prince that was talking about Bitcoin.
What we're trying to do is get parallel systems in place. Dollars, Bitcoin, pesos, Bitcoin, yen, Bitcoin.
If it looks like something could replace the US dollar as the world's reserve currency, three-letter agencies will do whatever they can to disrupt projects like Bitcoin.
I would rather buy shit that's worth something than buying crypto.
Bitcoin is about undermining the Federal Reserve.
We'll stop it there, but Bitcoin is about undermining the Federal Reserve. That's why they have such an attack. We're going to dive into the IMF. They've put a whole lot more pressure back on El Salvador in regards to their Bitcoin strategy as well. It's a good sign. It means that we are winning. In regards to Satoshi Nakamoto being identified in this video, it's not happening. That's I've got 99.999999% conviction that we will not find out who Satoshi Nakamoto is. It's all speculation. But JPMorgan, on the other hand, are saying rising geopolitical risk could lead investors to favor gold and Bitcoin as safe haven assets. Just going back to this documentary for a second here, I really look forward to when it gets released. There's some really incredible people were interviewed for that video, so we'll see what happens when it comes out. But Bitcoin could be a safe haven asset. We'll dive into it a little bit more. JPMorgan says the geopolitical risk could drive investors to gold and Bitcoin. 100% agree. We have major whales buying at the moment. We do have that nice big red buy button at $60,875. It broke $61,000 about 3 minutes ago, and it has come back down. It's not liking the 61K level right at the moment, but we're so back. Rising geopolitical tensions and the coming US election are likely to reinforce what some investors call the debasement trade, thus favoring both gold and Bitcoin. JPMorgan market strategy analyst. So then they go back to 2008 as the 13-week Treasury bill yields decreased. Gold prices soared from 590 to a peak of 1900 per ounce by 2011. Similar trend is emerging now with gold climbing from 2,000 to 2,700. Bitcoin, often seen as digital gold, may follow this pattern. We'll come back to it. But we have $800 billion Standard Chartered Bank says a Bitcoin dip under 60K should be bought into, buy, stack, and chill. Bloody Standard Chartered send the signal. Isn't that insane? Banks, they get it. They realize. Now, there's a secret Bitcoin plan. It was spotted by CryptoQuant CEO as 500,000 Bitcoin settles into a non. Well, this is absolutely fascinating. There's some big people buying. Whales are accumulating hard, actually, at the moment, at the same time that the 10th richest man in the world is selling their stock. It's interesting. Coincidence or not? I think not. Ki Yong-ju tweeted that he is pretty sure something is happening behind the scenes. What pushed him to this conclusion is, according to that tweet, that a staggering Bitcoin amount has been transferred to permanent holder wallets during the last 30 days. Close to 500,000 coins, 404,000. We do hit green again. We are sideways in the last 24 hours. 404,000 Bitcoin. 404,000. That is the equivalent of $22.94 billion. We'll know within a year who it was. But he goes on to say, what is really happening, according to the quant boss, is that some very large and serious financial institutions, a lot of the world's flagship are accumulating a lot of the world's flagship cryptocurrencies at the moment, TradeFi institutions, companies, governments, or others. Within a year, some entities, whether they're TradeFi institutions, companies, governments, or others, will announce they've acquired Bitcoin in Q3 2024. Retail investors will regret not buying it because they were worried. Let's go on to see what we were worried about. The German government selling Mt. Gox, whatever macroeconomic shit was going on. Did he say anything else of noteworthy? No, he did not. Pretty interesting to see. Nation states, obviously, Bhutan came out very recently doing it. Larry Fink is pushing Bitcoin hard. They're accumulating their own fund as well. And then 404,000 Bitcoin. Be interesting to see who is accumulating that. Now, the IMF, they're not playing nice again with El Salvador. It's absolutely crazy. And shout out to everyone on this grand and glorious Friday morning. If you can smash the like button, hit subscribe. If we vibe, you will get the news with the fast facts 5 days a week, Monday to Friday, 7:35 a.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time. Now, the IMF, they pressure El Salvador to overhaul Bitcoin regulations. Well done, IMF. According to the International Monetary Fund, El Salvador has an annual GDP growth rate of 3%, roughly 144 million in outstanding loans. During October 3 press conference, the IMF renewed calls pressuring El Salvador to scale back its Bitcoin policies and overhaul its regulatory framework surrounding the digital assets. This is so dystopian. This is so crazy what they go on to say. What we have recommended is the narrowing of the scope of the Bitcoin law, strengthening the regulatory framework and oversight of the Bitcoin ecosystem, and limiting public sector exposure to Bitcoin. Limiting public sector exposure to Bitcoin. That's so dystopian. They know this freedom technology and they do not want it in the hands of the people. The IMF can go get lost. Find a new, nice, beautiful place and get lost. So obviously they've been hostile towards Bitcoin. As fiat currencies continue to devalue globally, individuals and to a lesser extent nation states are slowly turning away from the debt-based fiat standard towards the sound monetary principles inherent in Bitcoin. The whole reason they hate it is because they have no control of Bitcoin. They are obviously in favor of CBDCs. While the IMF continues to oppose Bitcoin and non-state controlled cryptocurrency, it is simultaneously pushing for central bank digital currencies globally. This past September, the IMF released its Ready framework for CBDC development. The acronym stands for Regulation, Education, Design, and Incentives, geared towards helping central banks make CBDC adoption more palatable to prospective population. It's not palatable in the slightest. It's dystopian. It's there to control you, to be able to censor you. Just sort of like that test. It wasn't a test. I don't know if it was a test yesterday with Bank of America, but I want to dive into that a little bit more. On Tuesday, we had AC, the Bitcoin accountant, come on, and we're trying to find this chart here, but I think there's just a nice little bit of food for thought. We go to January 2nd, 2035, 99% of the Bitcoin supply has been mined. Hopefully you've got some, just in case this thing catches on. We don't have very long. 33 days to free Ross. This is our best shot. Do your part. We brought this out the other day. Ross Ulbricht, here it is, the start of my 12th year in prison today. I intend to make the most of it and use my time wisely. It's sad to read. Donald Trump, I will save Ross Ulbricht. Whoever can get him out is well worth it. Oliver, we like bringing up Oliver on the show. And the reason why I'm doing this is because high net worth individuals, low net worth individuals, the playing field's equal with Bitcoin. Yes, you're going to be able to accumulate different stacks, but people are coming, they're absolutely relentless, selling absolutely everything. Oliver, he had 33 cars at his peak. Today he has 0. He had 22 properties around the world. Today he has 7 and dropping. I had 30 years worth of gold accumulation stored in 2 vaults in 2 different continents. Today I have none. I've pared down decade-long holidays and holdings and all those stocks there. Guess where all of it went? Bitcoin. Now, if I can only drop the wine and the Cuban cigars, Bitcoin would pump to 100K in a month. I'm working on it. Bitcoin changes. People are coming. And I wonder if Dell is buying at the moment. He put in to be able to sell shares and whales are accumulating. The other day I put this out. Do you believe Elon Musk and Nayib Bukele talked about Bitcoin in their secret meeting? Of course, they did, but I thought this was a bloody epic response. Yes, Musk will support the construction of Bitcoin City, probably moving some of his companies there. More when X becomes also financial platform. There is a chance that they will move the headquarters to El Salvador because Bitcoin is already legal tender there. You're on the right track. Perhaps it'll be part of phase 1. My prediction, and it's based on absolutely nothing, is Elon Musk's cycle will come out in favor of Bitcoin for some reason. Maybe it's at the top of the market and he sends it lower, but I think something's coming with Elon Musk. There's just too many signs. Now, Tony, the Bitcoin way, Bitcoin is created for the people, especially those who need it most. Yet, these are often the same people who refuse to put in the effort, falling for the same tricks over and over, selling their Bitcoin for worthless fiat. It's incredible how few people ever learn. For those unwilling to do the work, have fun staying poor, it's 100% self-inflicted. Sad. Now, Bank of America yesterday, they went down. They had a little bit of a glitch and they didn't really tell anyone what was going on. Nobody had a great or a grand idea. Just woke up, they saw a 0 in their cash accounts and their debt was still there. I wonder if it's a test. I truly do. I just wonder if they're just trying to see how the public reacts, if they can create a little bit of fear around the banks to see if they can just shut certain people out. It looked like it happened to about 20,000 people yesterday. Do see most people in the video I did yesterday, they could then access their funds. So it looks like it's all been rectified. But Bank of America glitch that stressed customers coast to coast is resolved. Well done to them. Yes, obviously, this is a widespread issue with Bank of America, possibly system-wide. So please stop with the individual. Send a private message, canned response. It's not cool to leave people hanging and feeling insecure about their money. Wrote another user. Horrible. I'm definitely looking for another bank. Cannot log into my online banking to pay for my food that I'm currently in line to pay. I've been in the hold game. I've been in hold going on an hour and nothing. Horrible customer service. Another wrote. If you're ever in that situation and you have Bitcoin, especially in the States, it's really easy. Bit refill. You can go on there. You can send a bit of Bitcoin there. You can get like a Visa or a MasterCard, debit card as with cash on it. And you just put it on your phone like that Apple Pay. And then you can just use that to be able to pay. There are heaps of ways to be able to turn Bitcoin into money that you can use straight away with gift cards, bit refill. If you're ever in that situation as something, and I used it a lot in the States when I was filming a little Bitcoin documentary that I made last year. Over there, it's super easy. If you need to be able to do it, well, just ask if they accept Bitcoin. These technology issues have been fully resolved. He wrote in another statement released Wednesday. We apologize for any inconvenience. These people hate us. They just don't care. Imagine how many people's lives were put out yesterday because the bank just went down. Now, Tony, in regards to the banks, we've had him on the show many times. Where have I seen this before? Do nothing and you'll experience the Lebanese collapse as well. Bitcoin and self-custody. Oh, bang. In regards to that, if you want to dive into Tony's story, what happened in Lebanon, under videos, pinned video, check that video out. Absolutely insane, but experienced it firsthand. Basically, the bank shut down. If you had US dollars, they converted that all into the Lebanese pound. Then lots of people out, that inflated, and it's worth absolutely nothing. Long story made short. If you're ever in that situation, you need to be able to get your Bitcoin off the exchange. You want to learn how to be able to access your Bitcoin in uncertain times or run your own node. Reach out to the Bitcoin Way. The first 30 minutes is free. They are the channel partners. Both Natalie Brunel and Safedina Moose also endorse the Bitcoin Way. Most important though, they'll just guide you. They'll be able to educate you, hold your hand, teach you the lessons to be able to become a free sovereign individual, to be able to run your own node, be your own bank, not be subject to the bullshit that is Bank of America or any of the banks out there. Just opt out. Anyway, you can reach out to them. Their link is at the top of the description or thebitcoinway.com and talk to the team. Absolutely epic. If you need help getting a second passport, if things are already starting to get pretty crazy the world over. Yeah, I'm not sure if anyone disagrees with that, but maybe worth paying attention to. Bitcoin. So it dipped below 60,000. It hit 59,000. We'll dive into the price in 2 seconds. But it's sparking the largest exchange buying surge since 2022. People are starting to wake up. It is October. The first part, maybe a little bit red, might be one of those last opportunities to be able to buy, stack, and chill. And then I think it's game on. And it's going to get volatile, especially around the election coming up to it. But somewhere between 60 and 69,000, I think, between now and the election. And then we start pumping after, when the world's got a little bit more certainty for the next couple of years. Let's hit refresh on those 60,764. Just want to bring up the lows here, 59,953. It just went under high 61,443. Pretty much sideways in the last 24 hours there. What's more important though is the block height, 864,013 sats per USD. So every one Bitcoin's made up of 100 million Satoshis. For $1, you get 1,646 sats. The market cap at the moment is only $1.2 trillion. I saw a real cool post before saying, if you're talking to a Bitcoiner, ask them if they believe Bitcoin's going to $10 million. If they don't believe it, they don't understand Bitcoin, and have fun staying poor. Completely agree with that over the time frame. Who knows? Does it really matter? Not at all. The fee rate, wow, this is so cheap. Like, this is the cheapest it's been in a real long time. 2 sats per VByte. If you need to do UTXO management, today is really that day. Again, if you need help, the Bitcoin Way are the leaders in the field. That's insane. It hasn't been that low for a very, very, very long time. Hash rate down 3.26%, up 2% last 24 hours. 14 days, up 1%, 30 days down, 90 days, the sideways action there on that. And the blocks, they run a little bit fast. We're 3 ahead in the last 24 hours. That one was nothing. This is interesting. This person, Corva, We Are Bitcoin. Frank Corva sat down with Jeff Booth, and Jeff Booth gave a seemingly contradictory yet profound message. I really liked it. It sort of takes a little while for it to sink in, but it was super cool. Last night, I had the distinct pleasure of having an in-depth conversation with Jeff Booth, who I often refer to as the Eckhart Tolle of Bitcoin. This is what Jeff Booth said. Yet we are Bitcoin, just as Booth said. We are the ones that have to spin up nodes to keep the network decentralized. We are the ones that plug in the miners to help power and secure the network. And we are the ones who educate others about Bitcoin as well as defend it in the social arena. We're human nodes in the network. We're doing our part to technically keep Bitcoin running and propagating information about Bitcoin to the world. Without our taking responsibility as human nodes, Bitcoin becomes less decentralized, less secure, and less understood. So if you're reading this, know that you are Bitcoin, a component of the most incredible system for human freedom and prosperity ever created, and both savor that and act accordingly. We are Bitcoin. At this price here, this is a bloody great opportunity. Hold your conviction. This thing is going many multiples higher this cycle. What happens by 2035 when we've mined 99% of the Bitcoin supply? It's going to shake the world. Yes, it feels like a long time, but it's going to come like that. Like if we just look back over the last 10, 11 years, how quick did they go? That's the news with the fast facts. We are going to dive into a bit of a banter. If you're going to hang around, say g'day. If you are heading off, please do something nice for yourself, for somebody else out there. If you haven't already, hit subscribe. If we vibe, you will get the news with the fast facts. Keep up to date as things unfold. We're going to continue to watch what BlackRock's doing, what JPMorgan's doing, what the IMF is doing. What the IMF is trying to do is absolutely evil. It's absolutely sinister. It's crazy. But that's the IMF for everyone. So shout out to everyone watching live and hanging around for a little bit of a banter. Earthbum, watching from Hawaii today. How epic. I'd love to go to Hawaii. There's meant to be some good snorkeling on some of the islands there as well. Orange pill dispenser in the house. What is well done, Valenti. Craig Senior Right is definitely not Satoshi. The only person legally in the world that has been deemed not Satoshi. Glenn, I'm from Australia and I'm looking for more Australian content as this Australian channel. It sure is, mate. Based in Queensland. Yes, thank you. And well done, Glenn, for being in Bitcoin. I don't know if you struggle with people in your own life in regards to Bitcoin, but where I live in a small little town, there's hardly anyone here, and it's so frustrating just being around normies. And you're like, come on, like, get this. It's a freedom. You complain about inflation, grocery prices, everything's getting more and more expensive. This is the solution. Just learn, understand about it. So well done for you. Australia, we're getting there. I think slowly, but we're definitely a couple of years behind the US and the wider world adoption. Maybe we just got it too easy here. It's crazy. Bitcoin, it wants to get above 61K again. But Glenn, it's good to see you this morning, mate. Hey, gang, Boost in the house. Simon Picala, don't be lazy and smash the like button. 100% appreciate it. It really helps push the message out. Hit and subscribe as well. We'll get the Bitcoin message out there. It'll get YouTube. It'll get X to start pushing more and more Bitcoin content. KB, I don't trust what they say, Sean. I have to double spend my time to verify. He says that means Sean is Satoshi. We're all Satoshi. At the end of the day, if you run your own node, you're contributing to Bitcoin. Satoshi Nakamoto, I truly believe we're never going to find out exactly who it is. I think potentially there are some people in the Bitcoin space that have a pretty good idea of who it's most likely to be, have a really good idea, and some people know them, but I just don't think it'll be uncovered ever. Not for the general public. I think it'd cause way too much chaos short term. And like in regards to Satoshi, if he or she or they, the group, the organization, the CIA, whoever is Satoshi Nakamoto, it's not the CIA, but whoever it is, if they ever move their coins, if they just move one, we will get a massive drop, but it won't last long. And even if they were to sell everything, it still wouldn't last long because Bitcoin's going to continue to work as intended. Maybe a nation state has those million coins. I don't believe that, but a little bit of speculation. What the F is going on with Satoshi? I am unsubscribing now. Okay, Jonathan, just reading the news, talking about it. That's fine. It was a pleasure to have you here this morning. Greatly appreciated. Clickbait title. Let's bring it up. Let's bring it up. This is what it's based on. Politico. Yeah? Mystery creator of Bitcoin identified. New HBO documentary claim. Maybe watch the documentary. I also said they didn't say it. Adam Back is Satoshi. G'day, legends. Be a great buying opportunity. 100% it would be. Now, please do something nice for yourself, for somebody else out there. Real quick rip today. Busy day, my end. But go out there, stack those sats. It's a great opportunity. Bitcoin is pumping. The mysterious creator of Bitcoin has not been identified. It is what it is. We'll see you on Monday. Have a beautiful day. Be blessed. Peace.
Everything seemed normal. Successful businesses were functioning as they usually should. Money was being placed in the bank as savings. Life was good. Nobody notices anything funny. But 2008 hits and all hell breaks loose. Everything we thought about money and the banking was a complete lie, a complete sham, a Ponzi, a scam. The whole world fell apart and a lot of people got hurt financially. And as a result of this, the Bitcoin white paper was born. But yet the same mistakes keep happening over and over again. People are leaving money on their institutions up until the last straw, FTX, when billions of dollars were lost, families were decimated, life savings were completely wiped, and people were wondering what on earth just happened. We have an option to take full custody of our funds, and that's Bitcoin. We just have to learn the process. It's not hard. It's just something we've never had to do before. Otherwise, the same mistakes are going to keep repeating themselves, and people are going to continue to get hurt over and over and over until they learn you need to exit the system in order to protect yourselves and your loved ones.